Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous video, we were discussed the perpendicular component of the vector in a 2 dimension and the perpendicular component of the vector in a 3 dimension, and how the vector is represented in form of the perpendicular component in the 2 dimensional as well as in the 3 dimensional. So dear student, to represent the vector we have a two method, right? First one is that the vector can be represented with the help of the magnitude and the direction. For the direction we take the angle theta with the x-axis, angle theta with the y-axis, or angle with the z-axis. And second method, to represent the vector we use a perpendicular component in the direction of the x, component in the direction of the y, and the component in the direction of the z in the addition of the perpendicular component, right? So how we can convert? Now in this video we can discuss about how we convert a component form of the vector to the magnitude and the angle. So how we can calculate the magnitude of the vector and the angle with the positive x-axis, right, from the component form of the vector, or from the magnitude and the angle, how we can convert this vector into their component form. So in this video we will discuss the some example, textbook example also, right? So let us start, or let us revise the method to represent the vector. So vector can be represented with the magnitude of the vector and the angle with the axis, right? Suppose here we consider that vector A is represented by its magnitude is a and the angle with the x-axis is theta, right? Or similarly we can represent this vector with the angle with the y-axis, that is alpha, right? So this method is used to represent the vector, right? So magnitude of the vector and the direction we can represent with the help of the angle with the any axis. So here the vector A has a magnitude A and angle with the x-axis is a theta. We can represent with the angle with the y-axis also. So from this magnitude and angle, how we can find the perpendicular component? We can find the perpendicular component of the any vector. X component of the vector Ax is find by the magnitude of the vector and the cos theta. Similarly, y component of the any vector we can find with the magnitude of the vector and the cos theta, where theta is the angle with the y-axis, right? So here the x component of the vector A can be find with the help of the Ax is equal to A cos theta, and y component of the vector A can be find with the help of the A sin theta. And from this component we can represent the vector A in the form of the addition of their perpendicular component. Ax is the x component, in the x component is in the direction of the I, plus ay into j. So this way we can convert a magnitude and the angle to the component form. Now second method to represent the vector is this. Vector can be represented in their component form. If the component form of the vector is given to you, and if you want to find the magnitude and the angle, how we can find? From the component form A is equal to axi plus ayj is given to you. From this, if you want to find the magnitude of the angle, A is equal to under root of square of the component ax square plus ay square. In the 3 dimension, if you consider in the 3 dimension, magnitude of the vector A is equal to under root of ax square plus ay square plus az square, and the angle with the positive x-axis theta is equal to tan inverse y component divided by x component. So dear student, understand how we convert the magnitude and angle into their component form, and how we convert component form into the magnitude and the angle. Similarly in the 3 dimension, right, we use the vector in the 3 dimension, we can find their component in the direction of the x. Ax is equal to a cos alpha, where alpha is the angle makes the vector by mix with the x-axis. Ay is equal to a cos beta, where beta is the vector makes an angle with the y-axis, and az is equal to a cos gamma, where gamma is the vector makes the angle with the z-axis. So this way we can find the component of the vectors in the 3 dimension, and from that we can also find the angle with the x-axis cos alpha is equal to ax divided by a, cos beta is equal to ay divided by a, and cos gamma is equal to az divided by a. So from that we can find the angle makes the vector with the any axis, right? So if the component form is given to you, right, we can get that a is equal to axi ayj plus azj, and from this component form we can easily calculate the magnitude of the vector a is equal to under root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. And how we can find the angle with the x-axis? From this equation we can find the angle with the x-axis. Cos alpha is equal to ax divided by a. So alpha is equal to cos inverse ax divided by a. If we want to find the angle of the vector with the y-axis, we take a ay divided by a, and if we want to find the angle with the z-axis, we take a az divided by a. So this way we can find the component form of in the 3 dimension. We can easily calculate the angle with the x-axis, angle with the y-axis, and angle with the z-axis. So dear student, let us understand with the help of the example, right? Example number first. If the magnitude of the vector a is equal to 10 unit, makes an angle 60 degree with the positive x-axis. Calculate the components of the vector. In the x direct component in the direction of the x ax, component in the direction of the y ay, and represent the vector in the component form. So here the magnitude of the vector a is given to you. A is equal to 10 unit, and the angle with the positive x-axis theta is equal to 60, right? So how we can find the x component of the vector? Ax is equal to a cos theta, right? A is the magnitude of the vector, so 10 into cos angle theta is 60. How you can find the cos 60? The value of the cos 60 you can find the from the log table, right? So see the previous video for the trigonometry values, how to find the trigonometry values from the log table, right? See the lecture number 4. So from the trigonometry values, cos 60 is equal to 0.5. So 10 multiplied by 0.5, we get the answer 5. So the x component of the vector is a 5. How we can find the y component of the vector? Ay is equal to a sin theta. So here a is the 10 into sin 60. What is the value of the sin 60? Yes, it is root 3 by 2. But find the value of the sin 60 from the trigonometry value. It is a 0.866, right? It is a 0.866. So we get the 8.66. So here the x component of the vector a is a 5 and y component of the vector a is a 8.66. So vector can be represented by a is equal to x component ax is a 5, and the direction in the x direction we take the unit vector I. So we get a 5i plus y component is a 8.66, and in the unit vector in the direction of the y is a j. So the vector a is equal to 5i plus 8.66 j. So dear student, understand from the magnitude and the angle how we convert this vector into their component form. Now let us see the example from the component form how we calculate the magnitude and the angle. So find the magnitude and the direction of the vector a is equal to 3i plus 4j. Here the vector is given in the component form. A is equal to 3i plus 4j. So here 3 is the x component of the vector a and 4 is the y component of the vector a. So here the ax is equal to 3 and ay is equal to 4. So magnitude of the vector. How we can find the magnitude of the vector? Square root of the addition of the square of the component. So magnitude of the any vector can be determined with the help of the square root of the addition of the square of the component. So here the ax square plus ay square. Here the first component is a 3, that means under root of the 3 square plus 4 square, we get the 5. So the magnitude of the vector a is equal to 3i plus 4j, we get a 5. Now direction with the positive x-axis. If you want to find the direction in the direction of the with the positive x-axis, how we can find? Theta is equal to tan inverse y component divided by x component. So tan inverse, here the y component is a 4 divided by x component is a 3. 4 divided by 3 we get the value tan inverse 1.3333. So dear student, how we can find the angle from the values? See the previous video for the trigonometry values to find the angle from the values. So if you find the 1.3333 in the trigonometry table of a 10, we get the angle 53 degree. It is not a exact, it is a approximately, right? Exact value you can find in the trigonometry's table, right? So here the angle 53 degree with the positive x-axis. Similarly, if you want to find the angle with the negative positive y-axis 90 minus 53, you get the angle with the positive y-axis. So dear student, understand from the component form how we can find the magnitude and the direction with the positive x-axis. So now dear student, we understand the analytical method for the addition and subtraction of the vector. Dear student, previously we were discussed about the graphical method, triangular method for the addition or the subtraction, or method of parallelogram for the addition and the subtraction of the vector. But this method is limited up to the 2 or 3 vectors. If you want to add more than 3 vectors, the graphical method or a method of parallelogram is quite difficult, right? If you want to add 10 vectors graphically, it is difficult to add graphically 10 vectors, right? So for that we use the analytical method for the vector addition and the vector subtraction. Analytical method is very easy for the addition and the subtraction of the vector. So for that, consider a two vector, vector A and vector B is given by vector A is in their component form axi plus ayj plus azk. So in the 3 dimension, vector is given in the form of the addition of 3 component, and in the 2 dimension the vector is given in the addition of the 2 component, right? So we consider the 3 dimensional vector A is equal to axi plus ayj plus azk, and vector B is given to you, B is equal to bxi plus byj and plus bzk. So dear student, if the component form is not given to you, if the vector A is given in the form of the magnitude and the angle, we need to convert this vector into the component form, right? So let us see this 2 vector is given to you, and if you want to find the resultant vector of the addition of these 2 vector, here the resultant vector r is equal to a plus b, or if we want to find subtract these 2 vector r is equal to a minus b, we can perform addition or subtraction with the help of the analytical method, right? So resultant vector r is equal to a plus b, or if you want to subtract a minus b or b minus a, so r is equal to axi plus ayj plus azk vector A plus bxi plus byj plus bzk vector B, and if you want to perform the subtraction, we put here minus, right? So if you want to perform subtraction, a minus b, we place here minus, right? So how we add these 2 vectors? Vector addition is a quite different. Here the vector is added in the form of the component. So first add the component in the direction of the x, axi plus bxi. So we get a ax plus bx into I plus ay plus by into j and az plus bz into k. So here the vector is added in the form of the component. If we add the x component of the 2 vectors or all 2 or more vectors, we get the x component of the resultant vector. So if we added ax plus bx, right, we get the x component of the resultant vector, right? Understand? If we add the ay plus by, we get the y component of the resultant vector, and if we add a z component of the vectors, we get the z component of the resultant vector. Similarly, if we perform the minus, so subtract the component of the vector ax plus minus bx, ay minus by and az minus bz, right? We get the resultant vector r in the form of their component rx into I, where rx is equal to ax plus bx or ax minus bx, ry is equal to ay plus by or ay minus by, and rz is equal to az plus bz or az minus bz. So here the rx, ry and rz is the component of the resultant vector in the direction of the x, in the direction of the y and in the direction of the z. So here we get the resultant vector. How we can find the magnitude of the resultant vector? The magnitude of the resultant vector r is equal to under root of rx square plus ry square plus rz square. And how we can find the angle with the resultant vector? Theta is equal to cos inverse. If you want to find the angle with the x-axis, we take a cos inverse x component ax divided by magnitude of the vector a, right? If you want to find the angle with the y-axis, we take a ay divided by magnitude of a, and if you want to find the z component or angle with the z-axis, az divided by magnitude of a. So this way we can find the magnitude of the resultant vector and the direction theta, or the angle with the x-axis, angle with the y-axis and the angle with the z-axis we can easily determine. So dear student, understand this analytical method for the addition and the subtraction is very easy. We remember to add the component of the vectors, right? Ax, bx, ay, by and az, bz. We get the resultant vector in the form of their component, and from the resultant vector we can easily find the magnitude of the resultant vector and the angle with the x-axis, angle with the y-axis and angle with the z-axis, right? So dear student, let us understand with the help of the example. Example, if the vector A is given to you 3i plus 2j plus k and vector B is given to you I minus 2j plus 3k. Here the two vector is given to you, vector A and vector B in their component form. But if the component form of the vector is not given to you, magnitude of the vector A and the magnitude of the vector B is given to you and angle is given to you, you can easily find the component form of the vector. So here the vector in the three dimensional, vector A is given to you 3i plus 2j plus k and vector B is given to you I minus 2j plus 3k. Find the magnitude of the A plus B, find the magnitude of the A minus B, 3a plus 2b. Here 3a vector, that is the vector A is multiplied by a 3. All the component of the vector A is multiplied by 3 and 2b is the all the component of the vector B is multiplied by a 2. 3a magnitude of the 3a minus 2b. So let us discuss one and another remaining you have to find by yourself, right? So if you want to find the vector A plus B, what is the vector A plus B? Vector A plus vector B. So 3i plus 2j plus k plus vector I minus 2j plus k. So if we add first x component 3i plus I, we get the 4i, right? So here if we take a first component of 3i plus I, we get a 4i, 2i plus minus 2i, we get a 0j and k plus 3k, we get a 4k. So here the vector A plus B is found 4i plus 0j plus 4k, and the magnitude of the vector, how we can find the magnitude of the vector? Magnitude of the vector A plus B is equal to under root or square root of the addition of the square of the component. So here the first component is 4, so under root of the 4 square plus second component is 0 square plus 4 square, we get a under root of the 32. Similarly you can find a minus b, just subtract the component 3a plus 2b. In the 3a plus 2b, first we multiply all the component of the vector A by a 3 and all the component of the vector B by a 2, and then add these two vector and find their magnitude. Similarly you can find a 3a minus 2b, right? So dear student, this all the subtraction and the addition you have to perform by yourself. So dear student, understand how we perform the addition and the subtraction of the two vectors, right? So solve this example by yourself. Now we will discuss a textbook example. Textbook example number 4.1, right? Here the rain is falling vertically with a speed of the 35 meter per second. Wind start blowing after some times with the speed of the 12 meter per second in the east to west direction, right? In which direction should a boy waiting at a bus stop hold his umbrella, right? So here the rain is falling in the vertically downward direction with the speed of the 35 meter per second, and the wind starts blowing after sometimes with the speed of a 12 meter per second. So speed of the wind is given to you 12 meter per second. So we have a three direction, north, south, east, west, right? So here the rain is falling vertically downward direction. So velocity of the rain and the velocity of the wind can be represented by Vr and Vw, right? So here the rain is falling vertically downward direction. The velocity vector of the rain is a Vr, and the wind start blowing from east to west. So the velocity of the wind Vw is in the direction of east to west. So here the Vr is the velocity of the rain and Vw is the velocity of the wind, right? So if we want to get the resultant vector of these two vectors Vr and Vw, the resultant vector is in this direction and the umbrella should hold at an angle theta with the vertically direction, right? So the resultant vector R is equal to Vr plus Vw. So here the velocity of the rain Vr is equal to 35 and it is in the downward direction. So we can write a minus 35J like this. So here we can write like this: the magnitude of the magnitude of velocity of rain is a 35 and in the direction of the y we take a minus j, plus velocity of the wind is a 12 and it is direction of the minus I. So we get the resultant vector is a minus 12I minus 35j, right? We get the resultant vector minus 12I minus 35j, right? So if we want to find the magnitude of the resultant vector, we get a magnitude of the resultant vector R is equal to under root of the Vr square plus Vw square. So that means 12 square plus 35 square, we get the resultant vector is a magnitude of the resultant vector is a 37 meter per second. So velocity of the rain with respect to wind is given to you 37 meter per second. But the question is that in which direction should a boy waiting at a bus stop hold his umbrella? So we need to find the angle with the y-axis. So angle with the y-axis, how we can find the angle theta? Tan theta is equal to y component divided by x component. So that we can find the angle with the x-axis. But if you take a x component divided by y component, we get the angle with the y-axis. So tan theta is equal to Vw divided by Vr, 12 divided by 35, we get a 0.343. So the theta is equal to tan inverse 0.343. So from this value, if you find the angle from the trigonometry values 0.343, the angle theta is equal to approximately 90 degree. So therefore the boy should hold his umbrella in the vertically plane at an angle 90 degree with the vertical towards the east, right? So if you take a y component divided by x component, we find the angle with the x-axis, right? And from that we can find the angle with the y-axis. So here the boy should hold his umbrella at the 90 degree with the vertical towards the east, right? Towards the east. Understand, dear student, this example? Now next example is example number 4.2. Find the magnitude and the direction of the resultant of the two vectors A and B in terms of their magnitude and the angle between them. Here the two vectors is given to you, vector A and the vector B, and the magnitude of the vector A is A and the magnitude of the vector B is a B. Find the magnitude of the resultant vector in terms of the magnitude of both the vector and the angle between them. So here how we can find? Sometimes the magnitude of the two vector is given to you and the angle between two vector is given to you, and so that how we can find the magnitude of the resultant vector and the angle between them, magnitude of the resultant vector with the any one vector. So here, dear student, let us consider that a vector A and vector B is given to you. Vector A is a vector OP and vector B is a vector OQ, and the angle between these two vectors is a theta, right? So according to the method of parallelogram, if you complete the parallelogram such OQSP, we get the OS is the resultant vector. The diagonal drawn from the common point gives the resultant vector, right? So we need to find the magnitude of this resultant vector. So vector R, resultant vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B. So now Sn is normal to OP and Pn is normal to OS. Draw the Sn line, this normal to the OP, and PM, drawn a PM normal to the OS. Draw this normal, two normal lines. So dear student, understand, first of all draw this normal line Sn to the OP, and second is the normal to the line PM to the OS. So dear student, from the geometrically of the figure, right, OS square is equal to ON square plus Sn square, but ON is equal to OP plus PN. Here the ON is equal to OP plus PN. Here the OP has a magnitude A and PN is equal to B cos theta. So from the B, if you find the perpendicular line, and from this theta B cos theta, we can find the Pn is equal to B cos theta. It is the component of the vector B in the direction of the vector A. So we get a On is equal to A plus B cos theta, and here Sn is equal to B sin theta. So here the Pn is equal to component of the vector A in the x direction, and Sn is the component of the vector B in the y direction. So Pn is equal to B cos theta and Sn is equal to B sin theta. So from that OS square, that is the magnitude of the resultant vector OS square, right, R square is equal to On square. On, that means the A plus B cos theta square plus Sn square, Sn is equal to B sin theta square. So here A plus B whole square, we get the A square plus 2AB cos theta plus B square cos square theta and B square sin square theta. So if you calculate this, right, we get the resultant vector R square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and the magnitude of the resultant vector R is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, right? So understand, dear student, how we can find the magnitude of the resultant vector in the terms of the magnitude of the both the vector and the angle between both the vector. Now how we can find the direction, angle with the vector alpha, vector A, angle with the vector A alpha, right? So from the geometry of the figure, in the triangle OSN, see the triangle OSN, Sn is equal to OS sin alpha. Sn is equal to OS sin alpha. It is OS is equal to R. We get the R sin alpha. And in the triangle PSN, right, Sn is equal to PS sin theta. Here the Sn is equal to PS sin theta. PS, the value of the PS is equal to magnitude of a B. So we get a B sin theta. So this both are Sn. So we get the R sin alpha is equal to B sin theta. So from that we get R sin theta divided by B sin alpha. Similarly, here the triangle PM is equal to A sin alpha. Here the PM in this triangle PM is equal to A sin alpha is equal to B sin beta, and from that A divided by sin beta is equal to B divided by sin alpha, right? So combining these two equations, we get R by sin theta, resultant vector R divided by sin theta is equal to A by sin beta is equal to B by sin alpha. So from this equation we can easily calculate sin alpha is equal to B divided by R sin beta, but here R is equal to OP plus Pn, and OP is equal to magnitude of the vector A, and Pn is equal to component of the vector B in the direction of the A, B cos theta. So here the tan alpha is equal to Sn divided by OP plus Pn is equal to B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta. So here the alpha is the angle with the vector A. So the angle makes the resultant vector with the vector A alpha is equal to B sin theta divided by A plus B cos theta, right? And this equation is known as the sine law for the vector algebra, and the previous equation is called the cosine law for the vector algebra. So we can use a cosine law to calculate the magnitude of the resultant vector and the sine law to calculate the angle with the any one vector, right? So now example number 4.3. A motorboat is racing towards the north at a 25 km per hour, and the water current in that region is 10 km per hour in the direction of a 60-degree east to south. Find the resultant velocity of the boat. So here the velocity of the boat is 25 km per hour towards the north direction, right? And the velocity of the water current is a 60-degree with the south direction, east south direction, right? So we need to find the resultant vector. So what is the angle between these two vectors, right? Angle between, here the angle is 60, so angle between the vector VB and vector VC is a 120. So using a cosine law, we can easily calculate the magnitude of the resultant vector, and using the sine law we can easily calculate the direction of the resultant vector in the direction of the any one vector, right? So using a cosine law, R is equal to square of the first vector magnitude of the first vector VB square plus VC square plus 2 VBVC cos theta. R is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Similarly here A is a VB and B is a VC. So under root of the VB square plus VC square plus 2VBVC cos 120. Angle between these two vectors is a 120. So by putting the value we get the magnitude of the resultant vector, or we can say that the velocity of the boat, resultant velocity of the boat is at 22 km per hour. Now by applying the sine law, R divided by sin theta is equal to VC divided by sin phi. So from that sin phi is equal to VC divided by R sin theta, right? VC is equal to 10 sin 120 divided by R 21.8, or we can say that 22. So we get the angle phi is equal to 23.4. So the velocity of the resultant velocity of the boat makes a angle with the current, water current is at 23.4. So dear student, understand the cosine law for the vector and the sine law for the vector, and understand all the three examples of the textbook, right? Thank you very much for watching my video.